Who will be pushing through is the question, as now we are into the final match on NA East of the reboot round. My name's Sundown, joined here by aussieantics. And again, right off the bat, we see Sway picking up Haji.
Sway, I don't think you'd expect anything else. I don't think he's ever going to go a scavenger route ever. So backing his mechanical skills, and as he should, with EP pushing up forward now, he has epic burst rifle to put some serious damage down. Also has those small fries. I mean, a bit underrated as an item, is still very good health in a fight, and they pop quickly. Isn't going to need it though, or maybe he will. Comes through with a really, really nice edit, double tack shot, as Sway picks up another limb in the feed too. So we thought this was going to be like, you know, a slow and steady last game, but there's quite a lot of E-limbs dropping, and nice little spot there. Spots the launch pad and marks it from a distance to get 2 launch pads.
To 60 HP, however, has the small fries, has the minis, also going to chuck a couple decoys in case this player comes flying into his box. That's a little bit scary. You don't necessarily know who's the one to shoot, as EPYW completely negates the fact of throwing out decoys to come sprinting out of the box, but 7 HP is enough of a difference, as the small fry he ate before, the little bit of a sushi snack he had there, gave him just the boost of metabolism he needed.
There was no backup plan. If he didn't edit out there, he's either going to win or he's going to lose. If he sits there, he's not winning it, as Nobu putting some pressure right here now, trying to find his way back around, hits TNT in a very, very low, and gets in, and that's it. That's tournament over for Maze.
Tournament over, go back to the lobby, but Lupian trying to do everything he can to push himself back up the leaderboard. You see Slush.
How many builds? He got 46 builds left. Now he goes for the edit out. Goes for the angle, but nice little stare in. Unfortunately, when you go for the edit, you really need to put a cone on the floor to make sure that you still have the piece control. He has the edits again. Might go for the same strategy to knock this player out above him. Squish on the back foot though, the SMG comes out, gets a really nice 90 shotgun shot. That was the difference. It was the shotgun with the SMG follow-up rather than just leading with the pure SMG.
To get out into that group. Meanwhile, Clicks in a box fight over here, never been more at home than when he's taking these box fights. Again, Clicks, one of the big progenitors of kind of playing in that playstyle both during the World Cup and using it to practice in creative. It's really working all the way around Alien right now. Had the health advantage going into the fight, also has shields as well, but opting not to really give up his pressure in favor of continuing trying to push forward. And one thing you'll notice with Clicks in particular is the number of ways he tries to secure the walls as he pushes through. He's constantly pickaxing it, shooting it with a shotgun, trying to replace, swapping back over to a pickaxe, hitting it twice to get it down to 1 HP as it's building up, and then tack shotgunning and then trying to phase through.
Top tier competitive player, and I can still perform. He's obviously not streaming today as well, which is maybe having a factor on things. Maybe that mental doubt goes away when it's just him in his room vibing out, taking box fights like you said. You know he does so well, takes down Lord, and he's one of those people that we talk about reboot round, finding those top 20 to jump up with the other 80, but who's going to be the winner at the end of it? And with the way Clicks is playing, this could just be more practice for him. He's had a whole extra tournament to work on solos now.
Yeah, he's really had kind of this extra 10 games today, or however many he ends up playing, to really just kind of refine his style, refine his practice a little bit. I wouldn't say he's a shoe-in for top 20, but this is definitely a situation where he plays very well as Smuggy, building up and getting a nice little playground fight over here in Slurpy Swamp. That's kind of what we call it when people are just kind of building up for height and no real regard for the number of mats they're using or anything else in this situation. But Smugly picks up Zuki there, blasts him in the face with a tack shot, going to pick up all the spoils out of that and gets a number of nice little upgrades as well as shields, so can basically head on into the middle of the swamp and begin farming up. You need to guarantee pretty much every single point. There's no point in trying to W key going forward unless that is your only option. You desperately need the points. Remember, the line in Europe was 146. You can use that kind of as a rough estimate for NA East, but Clicks now in a box right here. 2 huge shots, 36 into 118, coming out from the rare tack, and then desperately trying to push forward. And Squish gets squashed into the box, going down there to get himself back up to effective HP. So no holds barred going out in NA East last match. Everyone just playing for blood, literally and figuratively.
Yeah, at the same time, Clicks was up there right now. He had a high point advantage, but Squish, he was pushing that top 20 contention, but he gets taken out, so his tournament's over as Zizzle.
Honestly, this is generally kind of what you see in the last couple of games. What'll happen is there are a number of players who don't have any chance whatsoever, and they're just trying to drop, get as many elims, get the tournament done. There are players who have to drop a 10 to 15 elim game and then be able to get in, so they're all pressing extremely far forward. And then you have the players who are just trying to be consistent, get whatever points in, or have already qualified. Clicks falling into one of those categories here.
This is going to be a big engagement. Sway versus Clicks. I want to see this turn into a box fight. Selfishly for myself, I want to see these two go head-to-head, but Clicks, no! End Sway's tournament right there. That is massive. Clicks going up against one of the best mechanical players, Sway, someone he has waged in the past who possibly has this advantage. They go competitive 1v1s all the time to see who has the crown of that mechanical prowess, but it doesn't come down to that. Clicks holds the right-hand peak with that heavy pump and just...
that BR level savviness that you get, Clicks knowing the player was there. Even though he heavy snipe replaced the wall, there's no way Sway should have been caught out in that regard. But Clicks at this point is just saying, nope, I see you, I'm pushing you, I feel good about this game. Bunny hopping off of the tree there and just continuing to try and fly forward. This is going to be an awkward engagement, but honestly, I don't think he really cares. He just wants to fight.
Yeah, I think this is just Clicks pretty much just styling out at this point. He's not streamed. He knows he maybe is on the main broadcast. He wants to put on a show, and he is a very, very showy player. Look at that! Sits behind the cone, the double edit shot. Clicks is one of those players. He is an emotional player. I don't think he gets super, super tilted, but when he is feeling hot, when he knows he's on, he is on, and he wants to put on a show. Bit interesting to note there, but yeah, Clicks has struggled to find purchase in those team game modes. I want to see how he goes in solos, as he always has been more of a solo player, qualifying multiple times during World Cup for solos.
I mean, everyone remembers that run, kind of just going back through and watching just what Clicks and Dubs were able to do on NA East. Everyone kind of watching the plays as Clicks edits down the player from above to get the high ground. One of the good old classic plays. We don't see it happen all that much anymore. And then using the patented strategy of the drum gun where you just go flying into the opponent's box, and he cleans it up with a heavy pump shot. Clicks really well played and calculated aggression there, up to his 7th elimination with 28 players remaining.
And it's interesting to note as well, Clicks, when we had that legendary World Cup run, it was with drum gun in hand. It was when Clicks like kind of revolutionized that box fight strategy. Box up on someone's wall, use the drum gun just like this to be aggressive on a beef here. Clicks trying to find his angles through. Clicks doesn't care who's watching right now. He wants more people watching. He's putting on a show for this. All the opponents, they're sitting back watching as he somehow dodges that rocket. Don't even know how.
Like somebody pushing the box next to you eliminates that player, then they sprint the other direction.
Yes.
There's no bigger sigh of relief than just like, get this psycho away from my box. Thank you. I'm almost into the top 20. Like, please just let me get a chance. As we see Isu sneaky onto Vivid. Oh no, Vivid gets dropped on, and unfortunately,
it's great to see those old Vanguard players still taking the game seriously, and Vivid putting on a solo performance. Solos, it's a tough game mode. Again, reboot round, top 20. I feel like you touched on it earlier. Vivid, if he made it into those final lobbies, that's where he's really like that competitive experience and that composure in those stack lobbies was going to show out. Maybe this format not lending itself to him, but still a great performance overall here in the reboot round after he really struggled to have a first week. I mean, I don't think Vivid even made second week. He didn't. He came 383rd in week 1. So across the few weeks we've had, huge improvement as a solo player.
And being able to get it kind of once you get in the end game, it mitigates a lot of the weaknesses the drum gun does have in terms of not having that first shot accuracy and really need to pick people out. As the zone gets closer together, the players are on top of each other, you can just kind of rely a little bit more on that spray and pay. But right now, Clicks also opting to kind of hold the rocket launcher with it as well. We've seen him trying to kind of combo those two together in a really unorthodox alley-oop style, but it's worked out for him so far, and he's sitting on 9 elims right now, so that's not a small number. And with 20 players remaining, and him pulling mostly priority on zone and having a little bit of extra material there, he could turn this into a really big game.
Yeah, this is going to be a big game, and I really hope it is for Clicks here. Let's see if he can put on a massive performance. He's already put on a massive performance, over 200 points secured now, but the win would give him the confidence tomorrow, and you talked about that. He's a confidence-driven player, going into tomorrow being like, well, look, there's going to be 19 other people who came in from me into this, and I beat all of them, so why can't I beat these players as well? We see some big people in here, though. We see Justice there, Crims is still there, Beef, who avoided Clicks earlier, maybe hoping to do so here in the end game as well, as Clicks is set up, probably looking for a short launch pad, and there it is. Clutch was waiting for it as well. Bit of a community launch pad. Nice and short. He's going to try and rotate around these builds to front side. Beautiful launch pad. Nice and short. He did that perfectly. Almost a bunny hop too, and there it is. Look at that. Nose to zone, takes no damage and only cost him 6 builds. That is huge. Catches the player next to him, though. Also huge. Gets the cone in there. We've seen how fast Clicks' builds are today. He baits it. He's going to go out of the box and then comes back, and Beef doesn't avoid him. He delayed the inevitable. Beef goes down to Clicks. He only held on for a little bit longer. Oh my gosh.
That is the difference between a really, really good player and a great player right there. Clicks doing everything right in that situation to pick up his 10th elimination right now, trying to cap off the reboot round with an emphatic exclamation mark, as he's now just raining shots from the high ground with that drum gun. Again, we talk about kind of the strength of that, but the ambush he set up onto Sway after Sway cleaned out the agency as kind of what gave him the priority, and really I would say the confidence over the rest of this lobby, because since then he's been playing honestly like a demon unchained, able to fly at whoever he wants in very intelligent ways, picking up laser up there and just drilling him through, and his control right now is just astounding.
Yeah, he's got the high ground, 11 players alive, so there's less players left as well, but the same amount as eliminations on clicks right now, so there's no reason he can't do it some more. He's just going to keep using that rocket to suppress second height, anyone who looks up at him. He isn't that well reinforced though, and he's got a player coming up those ramps. I don't know if he saw that. We saw it from that third-party perspectives, but I think we have someone coming up here, so clicks dropping down. Don't know whether that was because he knew someone was up there, but I'm expecting potentially, if he doesn't keep his eyes above him, there's going to be someone pushing forward, and there it is inside the box. Drum gun comes out. It's all he needs though. Clicks takes down Jinxify. He goes back up onto his high ground, has 86 builds left, 6 players alive, 12 eliminations. This is the run Clicks needed. Heavy shots come out though. He's traded back. Someone can go toe-to-toe with the aggression of Clicks. He's got the minis, he's got the big pods, but he needs to get them off. He has 71 builds left, which should be enough to hold this. Also has that epic rocket launcher in the back pocket. 3 rockets left to keep dropping them as these players run out of builds, because this has gone back up a little bit of terrain. It's gone away from those builds, so right now they have nothing to be able to get up here, and Clicks is about to have full control on this one. I reckon there's only going to be maybe 2 other people who make it up from this hill, if any, as Clicks drops the rockets. It might be just like Blood last game. We're seeing just a back-to-back. It's the rocket, it's the drum gun combination. It is so deadly, and Zizzle's outside spawn. Looks like Clicks is looking for it. He's trying to find his way back into the storm. Clicks drops the rocket, and that's the finish off there. Clicks having the game of his life. 14 eliminations to secure over 250 points in the reboot round.
And see who has made it through to tomorrow's grand finals. No surprise there. Clicks right now holding down that #1 spot.
We're going to swap on over to see what kind of that top 20 looks like. And Colazo in 20th place on 159 points.